Welcome to the Code Breakers. I rap.
I DJ
I'm Space Munna.
DJ Lemonka.
Yeah. And basically the show that we have here for you today, we're breaking down the core. We're the Code Breakers. Can you just tell them what the Code Breakers is?
We're breaking down the game. So you know the word hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
So this is a hip hop show breaking down what's happening in the game, from publishing, from writing,
Yeah.
from publicity, from marketing, from everything about the game. This is where you are.
So basically, Code Breakers, what he's saying is we're getting closer to the circle. We're making the circle smaller, not bigger. We're getting straight into the center of everything that it is.
JR, I see you.
Shout out. Monks,
Yes,
let's get it started.
The last time I saw you was 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
You're working on a mixtape. I think everybody know. Yo, Google me, yo.
Yeah.
And you drop a tape.
Yeah.
And
It was around the same time you're dropping a tape.
yeah,
We actually collaborated on I'm a King, the song.
yeah.
Um,
Actually, we are the kings of mixtapes, by the way. Pretty much, I saw you as a rapper dropping the mixtape for the first time in
Yeah.
South Africa.
Yeah.
And as much as I remember, I was the first one to drop a mixtape as a DJ in South Africa.
yeah.
So this will make sense, and we'll have conversations about that as independent artists.
True. I think it's a lot of things that happen as independent artists, that a lot of upcoming artists, a lot of people that are watching on the sidelines want to know what's happening in the industry, why certain things don't happen for other people, why certain artists sign big deals but they don't receive money, what's happening with contractual issues, those kind of things. Why do other people get publicity and not other people? So I think that's the crux of the matter. That's where we're going with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Off air, I asked you about the one mixtape that was dope. Actually, it was one of the first mixtapes, and
Yeah.
it did the good numbers.
Yeah.
First of all, how much did you sell on the mixtape?
Enough to take rap seriously. Eh? Enough to take rap seriously. You know, one thing that I learned at that time, this was around 2002.
Okay.
What I learned is that CD writers were becoming a thing around that time.
Yeah.
You could burn your own stuff.
Yeah.
And you could go somewhere and make multiple copies of your music. And I started to wonder why are people still trying to find record deals and so forth. There were other guys who were dropping their own albums independently, like Basemental Platform
Sure.
and all the likes, but they were using record companies and so forth. What I figured out was I could make an album or a mixtape for 15 rand and sell it for 50. And once I figured that out, I never looked back.
The difference between me and you is you figured it out. I was
Yeah.
rejected to do my own thing.
So is that what forced you to actually
Yeah,
start?
no. Initially, I tried to get a deal from EMI back in the day. I can mention them because they shut down.
Yeah.
So one of the A&Rs, he was a timer. I think back in the days, timers were running the game.
Yeah.
And when I told him about a mixtape, he said, no, you want to steal other people's music.
Yeah.
Now, I had to explain to him first.
Or what is a mixtape?
And in my pitch,
Yeah.
I never won.
Yeah.
So I tried figuring out how does this process work.
Yeah.
Recording, printing, and selling.
Yeah.
So that's how I got in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was the first actual artist or the first song that made you decide that, okay, this thing is going to become a real thing?
I think Tux.
Yeah.
Tux was the first artist I recorded. Funny
Yeah.
enough, I was working with Jeba.
Yeah.
But I wanted him to take me seriously if I asked him to go to studio.
Yeah.
So I played him a Tux track.
Yeah.
And he was shocked. And the challenge I had then, though, was when I was submitting,
Yeah.
because nobody knew my name. Before I met Jeba, I was working at WHP at around that time.
Yeah.
So before then, I was DJ Monks, the way you said Monks.
Yeah.
And then he changed my name to Lemonka.
Oh,
Now
okay.
Now I
Okay.
became WHP DJ Lemonka.
Yeah.
So I was that sad guy. So
Yeah.
I had to work from zero now to make sure that my names comes up. So when I submitted music,
Yeah.
they will say, Tux is back.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine hearing your song for the first time on radio. You're supposed to be excited.
Yeah,
but when they mention the name, your name is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So that was the first struggle to teach your Kilemonga.
Yeah.
And around that time, to come up in the game, you just had to do clubs. To play enough clubs. But clubs back then, who's. And, those clubs back in the day, they had their guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create some sort of a formula for me to get in. So ultimately, that worked.
That's dope. That's dope.
Man.
It's very funny, like how when you get in the game, you almost sort of like piggyback on somebody or somebody wa okay nyanyana. So you never just get in the game.
In fact, I tried that.
Yeah.
And that didn't work as well.
Yeah.
I remember the person that I thought would put me on.
Yeah.
He was our friend, me and Jeba.
Yeah.
So I'm got track. I'm like, yo man, this is my track. Like, Limonka. Little release. Everybody's releasing these days.
Yeah.
And I remember, so she's on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And then there's somebody on the background. I can mention that guy, Fungai.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, Fungai says hi. And that was the end of the conversation, end of the story.
Hey, but
and then she hang up, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because the person I thought would put me on,
Yeah.
he's serious.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this mountain is going to be higher than I thought.
Yeah. Now the funny thing, I think I had a luckier break because for the person that actually linked me up, or I can say hooked me up, was Pro Kid. Pro Kid heard a few of my beats around that I was giving to just local guys, you know. He thought, yo, we're working on I don't know if you know .com.
Yes.
They were a group at one point.
Yes.
It's like, yo, we need some beats. Can you come bring some beats through? I'm like, yo, I've got beats. I bought beats too. Got them to my studio. Got him on my first mixtape, and I think that's what helped a lot with that first mixtape because Pro Kid Naso signee.
Sure.
He was in demand at that time.
Sure.
So yeah, it's funny how getting in the game is not as easy as people put it out to be.
I have to thank C Life though because he was the plug. He was doing Hot 99 on YFM.
Yeah.
And once he plugged that track,
yeah,
he mentioned my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things were a bit different. So from that point on, I could go anywhere else and say, yo, Hot 99 was taken seriously at the time. It's pulled off air now. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, those conversations we'll have as the show goes on.
Yeah. So, okay. As viewers at home, we want to actually start breaking it down a bit, going deeper into actually what can get you to a successful point as far as an independent artist. What would you define is a successful area for an independent to get to feel like, yeah, they're in the game now?
Performance. I mean, that's where the money is. I mean, quick money comes through performance.
Yeah.
But the problem is no promoter will book you unless you are buzzing.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the round situation where you have to plug your music, go to newspapers, all those things.
Yeah.
For promoters to take note of you.
Yeah.
But the main thing should be, in the end, I need to get bookings.
Yeah.
Because bookings will get you in everywhere. And then when the bookings happens and you're on high rotation, your publishing will be nice.
Yeah.
Samro or whoever your publisher is will look out, you know.
Yeah.
So those two things will get you paid.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I feel like now at this point, like with my last mixtape,
Yeah.
I've learned you have to have something to sell besides music. Music is now at a point where it's almost free.
You buy product.
Yeah, I can buy product. Or I can rekisa CD, or I can rekisa t-shirt nyana, or you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So merchandising for me feels like once you are able to sell something, you are there. You know, once somebody's willing to buy something from you. We had to take hip hop break, if you know what I'm saying. Monks, I'm trying to make it as interesting as possible. We hip hop heads.
Yeah, man.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go to let them know what we have for them next week.
Yeah.
What tips, as far as from your experience, can we give
Yeah, man. I think if you know how to produce, things will become easier. If you have a budget for the kind of things we've been talking about, like printing and submissions and printing CDs or whatever, then there's a load off your shoulder because that's what people sign for.
Yeah.
I think those two. I don't know for you.
I think you're right. I think if whatever you can do yourself,
Yeah.
you should definitely like do as much of that as possible. And I think make a lot of friends, eh?
Yeah.
In this game, friendship goes a long way.
The funny thing is, when you come up, a lot of kids come in beef.
Yeah.
Let me diss the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Does that work?
It doesn't work.
Okay.
Because you are that guy. You know, like if your stuff is already set up and you've got a big guy behind you who's a hidden mastermind there, it can work because your stuff is already pipelined.
Sure.
You know, it's just a publicity stunt. But if that's all you are banking on, it's not gonna work.
Snap. So this means then all the publicity stunts or some work.
Some work, yeah.
Because gimmicks, do gimmicks work?
I think gimmicks work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think gimmicks work. I think if you
Can you
have
sustain a gimmick though?
definitely. I mean,
What?
how many?
What's going on?
Okay,
here?
let's step away from hip hop for a minute.
Okay.
How many albums has Mzegeza get dropped?
Yo man.
How many albums has Def Punk dropped? How many times has Ja Rule taken off his t-shirt?
Taking off a shirt is a gimmick.
It's a gimmick,
But who
bruh.
works hard at the gym? Man?
No,
That's
it's a
not
gimmick. It's a
No,
gimmick.
no.
How many times has Rick Ross taken off a shirt? It's a gimmick. Some gimmicks work, some don't.
Okay. What kind of gimmicks don't work?
I think gimmicks that we've seen not work is I don't know.
Is rapping fast a gimmick?
If it's not your style, if you're just copying what's happening and it's not who you are, I think that's a gimmick.
Okay. Yo, 3 things then.
Use a gimmick.
Find a gimmick that works. Have a budget. And do what you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Learn something. Learn production, rap a song or something.
Yeah. I think in this day and age, it's impossible not to have more than 2 jobs.
Here's what I find interesting.
Yeah.
And the game has changed so bad that back in the day, there was never too much of image,
Yeah,
too much of how many followers you have.
yeah,
Because I think most productions, they want to be on for a longer time. Because, for instance, if I have space on and he only have 5 followers,
yeah.
how many people can he convince to watch the show?
True.
I used to beef a lot about that.
Yeah,
But now I get it.
Yeah.
Since I dipped into television.
yeah,
That you need the numbers because you'll be kicked out.
yeah.
It becomes more harder. So is it because a lot of times I hear people these days it's easier. Somebody just step into a studio, into a bedroom studio, and then release a link or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they are on.
Yeah.
Is it easier or more difficult to get on now?
I think it's easier to get on now. I think it's harder to stay on now. I think it's easier because there's a dynamic of there's guys who on social media they have like 100 followers, but they drop when they drop a project,
Yeah.
the project sells thousands. Then you ask yourself,
Where is that selling happening? Though?
where is that selling
No,
happening?
because here's the thing. I got my last report, the iTunes, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing we're going to dip onto the show.
Yeah,
And I was like, people have been going on about iTunes. What is this?
yeah,
Because I was like, am I lacking in terms of numbers? And I researched more. And I
Yeah.
found out that iTunes is like selling a book.
yeah,
You know, when you say that you're a bestseller,
yeah,
maybe you need to move 100 books.
yeah,
So to be number 1 on iTunes it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are pretty much scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a guy who's best selling online,
Yeah.
is it a free download or is it iTunes? And if it's iTunes, how many drops are we talking about?
And those downloads, are they comped as well?
Phew.
Because there's a lot of questions. Is that person buying their own downloads as well? There's a lot of questions.
Anyway, I think next week on the show, we're going to have a guest who's going to clarify some of these things. We have Culprit in studio.
Yeah.
Culprit will tell us about social media, tell us about iTunes.
Yeah.
Most of the things that we are discussing, we'll share the light on to someone who's done it, who's in the game, who's a producer. I think be on the lookout.
Yeah. And with that, please subscribe to our channel. Right there, hit the notification button. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Peace out.
All right. It's the Go Breakers.